First of all, when you are working with the Power Automate desktop, you need to understand one thing that you always use Power Automate desktop with the Microsoft Edge browser. And the second most common thing I want to address that is you have the up-to-date extension installed that supports the Power Automate desktop. If the version of your extension and your Power Automate desktop not matching, then it will be not coding the data. It will throw the error. Now proceed the second type of error. This is our HTTP triggered flow that we use for scraping the data and then updating the SharePoint list record automatically. If we look at that, it has this HTTP URL trigger. So I'm just copying this URL for you. Click copy, and it is now copied. We need to move towards once again our Power Automate desktop. You have to see one thing. First, I need to remove this URL. If I paste this direct URL in the set variable option and I try to, then it will throw me a syntax error. I just need to click save and it will throw me a syntax error. So you see parameter value syntax error. Problem with this URL is the Power Automate desktop can't read it properly. How to resolve it? So the upper one is raw URL and the lower one is the fixed URL. What we need to do, we need to change every percentage sign, like this single sign, into this one. Then it will work and won't break in the flow. For example, this is a raw URL and we have 1% sign in it, and then I change it into, now it is fixed and it will be work fine. Now I'm copying the same URL and paste it once again in the same variable and it will work. First we need to remove this, and you see when I save it, the error will be gone. So you see the error will be gone. These are the first two hurdles that everybody faced when he dealt with the HTTP trigger with the Power Automate desktop especially. Now move towards our Cloudflow to show you some other errors. Now in the Cloudflow JSON schema, this is one of the most important things. If a schema don't match our website, it will throw us an error. For example, I delete this schema and I will upload another payload. For example, if I upload this, it will create this JSON schema that is currently not matching to my payload. And if I try to run it, my pad flow, it will throw me an error. Look at failed to initiate web extraction, no tab with 66 error code general exception. So you have to take one thing in your mind, that the schema is exactly as it is as your payload. Otherwise, it will throw you an error. Now proceed towards the next main error. That when we are scraping the data from any website by using the pad, so we had to one thing in your mind, that you should follow the columns names that are exactly the same in the website that you are using to extract data from. Otherwise, it will throw you an error. I will don't go to that detail and don't change the column name because that will make the video complex and long. Normally, when we are dealing with the Power Automate desktop, we normally rely on Invoke web services. So, for example, I will put a URL there and then change my request to host, then JSON, then and there is also JSON. And then I will put there the payload or the requesting body, and then I will save it. And we thought it will work fine. Let me give it a try and then I will explain accordingly. So now our flow runs and we have see a lot of errors. First we see this 400 bad request, then error in the invalid context. I just need to paste it somewhere so you can see it properly. The message is invalid content request. The request content is not valid. In simple term, it is not pausing due to this extra percentage sign. So the problem is that technique when we put an extra percentage sign, so we think in a way that it's a Power Automate desktop, a pad would think it a real identity, but it is not taking it as an object, so it is taking it as an empty thing. So that's why it is throwing an error. So that's why we can't use web invoke services when we are dealing with the direct HTTP request. We need to use PowerShell script. It will work fine in a way that it will extract the data accordingly. Now I come back with my original flow, that is of course with the set variable with the exact correct column names as well as the run PowerShell script. Here we have one question in our mind, like why not we go with the JavaScript function? If we try to use JavaScript function, JavaScript wrapper, it will also throw us an error. I had already tried that, but it throws us an error. I don't want to go that detail. I will run the flow for you. Flow is running fine, and you see it is currently extracting the data successfully. Our scripts run successfully and it creates a record successfully. So just give a quick look to Cloud Pro as well as a SharePoint record, and then I will. We need to check the history. So you see the flow, our flow ran 1 minute before and it is successfully ran and it is successful. This is our currency rate tracker SharePoint. Let's click on that. You see our records are created successfully. In this way, with the right approach, you can use Power Automate Desktop via HTTP Cloud Portager to create cards in the SharePoint list. That's it for this video. Hope you guys like it. If you like the video, please follow and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. And if you want more automations like that, let me know in the comment section or DM me or email me. Thanks for watching.